So boom, let me start this off with I'm not a red pill content creator. You could say I'm a part of the manosphere. That's cool. Two different things because all the red pill philosophies I don't necessarily believe in. So I just got to get that out the way at the beginning of every one of these videos that I'm going to do in the next few days or over the course of whatever, because I've been seeing a lot of anti red pill stuff. So I want to react to that. So we're going to have some fun. And guess what? With the initiative that I've taken to put more white faces on the screen, yeah, we got some white people today, bro. We got some white people today. So we're going to react to what they have to say. And yes, I'm going to be defending the red pill to some extent. And unfortunately, you know, when everybody says red pill, the people they mainly think of are fresh and fit. So we have to keep that in mind.
This is why red pill content is for losers. All the red pill guys that I've seen, or at least the majority of them, they tend to be very bitter and negative towards women. Wouldn't someone who's been very successful with women have a lot of positive and uplifting things to say about women? It makes sense, right? So if you're listening to these guys who get off on putting down women, disrespecting them, and just being very negative, then why do you expect them to be good with women? And since you know this, why would you continue to listen to these people? Start to listen to people who actually show in 4K that they know what they're doing with women and they don't just talk about it. This is a very common thing nowadays, not just with red pill guys, but even with men's dating coaches. They will preach and, oh, you do this technique and you do this line and, oh yeah, this is how you get this girl. Okay, bro, can you show it in 4K so that we can see it? No, they don't. So only listen to people who actually show proof that they know what they're talking about. So if that's something you've been looking for, look no further. Be sure to.
And see, that's the main issue with a lot of these videos that I got lined up. The main issue is that these niggas is dating coaches, bro. Let me not say these niggas because this is a bunch of white people. These caucasoids are dating coaches. Now, you know how I feel about dating coaches for the most part. Bruh, none of this is new. None of this is new. We've had guys get exposed. I wish I could remember the dude's name. He was black, man. He got exposed like 10 years ago for having fake, like, you know, scripted, like, you know, interactions with women on camera and stuff. Like he would pay to do like the cold approach and stuff like that. He would pay to get the footage and stuff like that with the chicks. So like, you can't believe half of this stuff. And even then, they really just be selling courses and the courses be bullshit. So let's just get that out the way. So let's talk about the first thing that he tries to establish. He tries to establish a narrative that red pill men are bitter, or that they come off as bitter and hateful and et cetera, et cetera. Now, I'm not going to dwell on this. You know why? Because this is the same thing that women do when they don't like certain arguments. What do? You're a misogynist. They start calling you names. You gay. You know, they shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. So instead of addressing like a talking point, like a red pill talking point, he tries to paint most of the content creators with a broad brush and say that they are bitter. You know what he didn't do? He didn't go against any of the information that any of them put out, because that is what the red pill is about. It's not about coming and hating women and just getting our emotions off, letting the rage out. That's not what this shit is about. What it's about is getting men the information. That is the primary function. We could do all this truth and da-da-da-da. It is information based. That is how come people get mad and say, oh, you got the same talking points as Kevin Samuels, the Fresh and Fit, they all got the same talking points. That's why they say that, because this is an information-based space, not an emotion-based space. So saying that the guys are bitter and stuff like that, that really doesn't serve any purpose other than shaming the guys and trying to project emotions onto them. Now, this is the part that is funny to me, and I'm going to keep it so real. I'm going to keep it all the way gutter. I'm going to keep it more gutter than anybody else is going to keep it on this shit. He says, don't you think men that are successful with women would have more positive things to say and positive and just, oh yeah, listen. And I'll keep it so real, because one of the things that I would love to say is that he don't get bitches or something like that. I would love to say that. I'm not going to lie, but he's a dating coach. He probably get bitches. So that's probably not the case. But the reason that I want to say that is because, do you actually know men that are successful with women? Like, do you actually know them? Get outside of yourself for a few seconds, because I understand the guy that made the video, if he's watching this, it's like, well, I'm successful with women and I am very respectful and, I talk great about women all the time. Bruh, I know men. I know the nature of man. We get in, and that's the thing. Like, cats get in the red pill space. Some people hold men accountable, some don't. Some just act like men are never the problem at any turn. And some, again, will hold men accountable at some terms. I got a video that I just reacted to that I don't know when it's going to come out. But it's with a dude in a hard hat at an Amazon factory talking about a chick he was vibing with and stuff like that. Guess what? She was fucking with two people at the job. Guess what the one dude did? He showed the dude, and he didn't even know that the dude making the video was trying to fuck with the chick, or like talking to her and trying to get like really trying to bond with her, like really trying to build with her. Like, he thought that she was good relationship material, right? Well, one of the player niggas at the job said, hey, come here, check this shit out. Show pictures and videos, like boob pictures, this chick twerking butt naked and all this stuff. Look at this bitch. That's the type of energy that men that actually get women that are actually successful. That's the energy a lot of them have. Now, you might think, okay, well, this is just in the black community. Do you remember the movie Porky's? Do you remember Van Wilder? Movies like that? I got a great one for you. Do you remember Tucker Max? Some of y'all is too young to remember Tucker Max, but and some of y'all black, y'all might not even know who Tucker Max is, but Tucker Max was one of those like college frat dudes. He was a guy who was actually writing books, and some of them was fictional, but he was really living like this though. The dude was really living like this, and he was talking about his college exploits, getting babes. A lot of these dudes don't have the best attitudes towards women. A lot of these dudes are what we would stereotypically call assholes, jerks, guys who don't treat women the best. So we're not even talking about what they say about women right now. Just how they treat women is not the best. And women love it. And they keep coming back. They keep trying to get the same motherfuckers who they know this is a bad motherfucker, but they still want to get the pipe from that motherfucker. They still want to fuck with him. And this is the other thing, like, do you know, oh my goodness, I'm about to cook in a second, bro. Do you know how many dudes that are actually good with women have been hurt? Like, in severe ways. I'm talking about divorced. I'm talking about broken up with. I'm talking about, they girl got cracked in front of them or something like that. Chose a different dude in front of them. They just got done dirty. And this might be at the beginning of their journey. And they turn up crazy. And guess what? They start dogging hoes. And let me just end on this note. We going to get to the next clip, because this point is already driven home. The three most babe getters dudes that I known in my whole life, like the top three, they all use the word bitch when they talking about women. So that's the first thing. They all have dogged some women out. That's the second thing. And guess what? We just going, bruh, they're the top three most babe get, bruh. They smashing all types of chicks. Chicks don't care. They don't care. They don't care about how these dudes be treating other chicks until it's their turn. And then once they get treated bad, then they upset. That's what it really is in reality. So that's not bitterness. That's reality. That's what's really going on. And this guy is just trying to paint a picture to guys like, just, oh, don't you think no, nigga. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Biggest problem with the red pill is that it turns you into a petty, transactional, and scorekeeping man who's way too uptight to build a real emotional connection with a woman. You're never going to be able to build something real, something valuable, something emotional with a woman if you are constantly on the defensive and you approach dating and women with an us versus them frame. A relationship is fundamentally about creating an us frame, not a me versus her frame. And if you're constantly battling confrontational back and forth and you always think that in order for you to win, she has to lose or be beneath you, you're never going to build a real emotional connection, and you're never going to build a healthy relationship. If you want help building a real healthy relationship, DM me free course on.
You want to know what's so nasty about this? He wants to get you to get a course to know how to build a relationship with a woman that you don't even have. See, this is this is the killer. Like a lot of this that they're gonna do, they're gonna like hyper generalize without any examples. So I really just don't agree with this. Like I don't agree that the red pill makes guys scorekeeping, petty men that are incapable of developing an emotional connection or anything like that. Now, listen, I'll keep it real. The red pill doesn't promote emotional connections and things like that. But even the us versus them mentality, I could see how he could draw that from a lot of the content. I could see how he could draw that from that. But it's not about us versus them. It's about protecting yourself. That's what it's mainly about. When we talk about most of the us versus them, like perfect example, Shusha Zed on a lot of his videos mentions that him and the lead attorney have a website where there's a pre-written prenup that you can go and download for free. That's the type of stuff that is being pushed. Now you could say that's literally us versus them, because if it comes down to a divorce, it's literally you versus your ex-wife. That's what it'll literally be. But guess what happens in those battles? You get fucked raw in the ass, no lube, something crazy, bruh. You lose your house, you lose your car, you lose a bunch of your money, you got to pay alimony. Like, it's ridiculous. Now, of course, he wouldn't highlight something like that because he's trying to get you to download his free course so you can get in his mailing list funnel, and he could teach you how to be the best man to the chick that you don't got. That's what he's trying to do. But if we look at just that aspect, because he didn't give any examples. So if we look at that example that I drew, if that's us versus them, that's necessary because a lot of men have fallen victim to that us versus them dynamic in that situation. And the only thing I could think of when I think of scorekeeping, because like really, let's be honest, man, I don't get the scorekeeping shit. Because like, what do we really expect out of women? Like, just really, like, we don't expect anywhere near as much out of women in comparison to how much they expect out of us. They expect the world out of us. Now, this is the thing. This type of content is not hard to find, but you won't find an abundance of women just on the forefront telling girls like, yo, you can't have a us versus them mentality. You know, you should be submitting to your guy and and you know, he should be able to pay half of the bills and you don't see an abundance of women. And even then, when they do go against the grain, they don't have a course. They don't have a course. They don't have a fucking course. Because this is the thing, man. Like, pussy is so powerful that even when it's not in the room, like, niggas quiver at the thought of losing out on something. A lot of men just, so it's like, when you hear stuff like this is just marketing. He is targeting people who are on the fence about red pill. When you listen to what he's saying on the surface, like if you just take away the red pill part, like, you know, it shouldn't be a us versus them mentality. You're not going to build a real emotional connection. Like that by itself sounds good. But when he didn't provide any substance as far as exactly what he is talking about. So you can't point to a specific red pill talking point or something specific, you know, in the red pill that is actually like this. So really, like I just broke down, it's pretty much bullshit. Because like when we talk about scorekeeping, what are we keeping track of? Like, these chicks don't want to pay on dates. And a lot of dudes is telling you to get money to get these shit. Like when you, again, remember I said fresh and fit is pretty much the barometer. They are the line that people typically look at. Fresh and fit tell you to get your money up. They tell you to get your money up. And on top of that, they trick on sugar babies. So if you actually going by what they do, you got to get you some money. So it's like these dudes in the red pill is not expecting money out of chicks. So what is this? What is this tit for tat scorekeeping? Like what are we scorekeeping? What are we scorekeeping? How much hoe shit she do? Are we scorekeeping the fact that she got 3 kids and 3 baby dads? Like, what are we scorekeeping? I thought that was just preference. I don't know, but listen, man. This right here is some bullshit. We just gonna move on to the next video. Shout out to Ryan Seacrest. Go get Ryan Seacrest fucking course.
This is by far the biggest contradiction and the biggest dilemma within the red pill community and the manosphere. They actively tell other men to not validate women, don't give them any attention, because if you give them attention, you're a beta, you're a simp, and you become a free asset to women. Meanwhile, every single one of their social media platforms, their podcasts, their TED Talk, their talk shows are all dedicated and devoted to becoming the best version of yourself in order to increase your game, your finances, your physique, so that you can have all the women that you desire. Their entire focus is devoted to women. That is their main focus. And with that same breath, they have the audacity to tell you not to give women any attention, even though everything they do is for the increase of themselves to attract more women. I cannot think of a bigger joke and a crazier contradiction than that.
He's directly talking about Fresh and Fit. I just don't know why they say red pill and they just won't say Fresh and Fit. Why don't y'all just start saying Fresh and Fit, man? Just start going for them directly. Hey, I do it. I say fuck Myron all the time. I say it all the time. Like, why can't y'all just say that shit, bro? You come on. But see, man. This we gonna break down a few points, but this is why I don't call myself red pill, because there's a certain set of ideologies, and if you don't agree with every single ideology, then you are a simp. You are a fraud. You're not really red pill. You fucking turquoise pill now because you mix the blue with the purple and swirl it around. Like, so I don't label myself that, because there's no room for nuance. It's kind of like being Democrat or conservative. Like, you got to be in alignment with all of their agendas. And guess what? The reason I'm not in alignment with all of the agendas is because I'm not campaigning. I am not running for red pill mayor. Now, niggas that are running for red pill mayor are niggas that are selling courses and all that stuff. They have to fall in line with all of the talking points. For example, with the Cooley situation, I did a video about it. Even all the stuff that I said in the video, I was defending him in the video, right? People are still coming on the video saying that he's a fraud because he said, single moms are for recreational use only, but he got himself a single mom and stuff like that. And as far as his excuse in that situation for people who don't want to revisit it, he said that he was speaking specifically about high value men, and he doesn't consider himself a high value man. And that is why he is with a single mom. But people still look at it like that's a contradiction. Da, da, da. And that's the thing, in the red pill space, you have to be anti-single mom completely 100%. Listen, we're individuals. We're individuals. This is not like, Democrat, conservative. Like, it's not you one side or the other. So I got all that out the way. We don't need to go that deep. Getting to what he said. You can't give women no free attention. That's like an AMS talking point. He built a whole empire off of no free attention and just not giving women validation. And that goes through the whole everything. Like, everybody agrees with that. I don't. Let me tell you something, man. I send out compliment DMs all the time. Compliment DMs have gotten me damn near every bad bitch I ever got. True story. So the thing is that I understand that they're not going to tell you and stuff like that is, the compliment does a few things. It establishes a man to woman connection that I am interested off top. It also lets them know, like, it depends on what I'm saying. Sometimes it could be sexual. So it could set that frame immediately. If I'm like, damn, you thick, or something like that, something like that. And that's all I'm giving up, man. Y'all got about a course when it dropped. I'm joking. But yeah, so I don't agree with that red pill talking point. Because the truth is, if she finds you attractive, it's going to go. It's not going to be a big deal. Now, you can't just be bombarding her with compliments all the time and stuff like that. But, bruh, the reason these niggas is telling you that is because that is a part of their game. And it works for them. And it could probably even work for me, but I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. Because again, I know the truth. The truth is attraction is everything, bro. The attraction is the baseline. So if I come out and I say whatever I say as far as a compliment and stuff like that, and you were turned off by the compliment, you're probably turned off by me in general. And the one thing I'm not about to do is game myself out of a wet paper bag. I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to fucking run so much like this Machiavellian level game. We not doing that shit. We not doing that shit. That's not necessary, and the energy is just not worth it. So I think that establishes well enough. If anybody didn't believe, oh, he's not red pilled, I think that establishes it. But what did I say? I said I'm here to defend the red pill. That's what I said. So that's what we're going to do. So he's trying to paint this as a contradiction. Let's revisit what he said. He basically said, on one hand, you got these guys saying, don't validate women, don't give them attention because it makes you a beta, right? On the other hand, upgrade yourself, elevate yourself, become the best version of you, get money and all this stuff so that you can maximize your chances with women. So to him, that's contradictory. What he doesn't understand is that those two things don't necessarily have anything to do with each other. Because on one end, let me break it down for you. The no attention shit is just a tactic. That's what it is. It's a tactic / strategy, and how this works in their mind, because this is a real dynamic as far as what I'm about to say. Maybe not with this, but this is a real dynamic. In a lot of cases, chicks want guys who don't want them. In a lot of cases, people want people who don't want them. So that could make you magnetic to some extent. If you get in her proximity, if you begin to talk to her and stuff like that, and you show signs of not wanting her or whatever, that could potentially make you want her more. But this is the other flip side of that coin. The other flip side is where they say, you know, you'll be a beta and stuff like that. It's not the guy being a beta because, oh, you know, like other men are going to judge you and, you know, they're going to look at you like you're a simp. And no. It's because the chick is going to judge you that way. She's going to be like, oh, this dude is too into me. Ick. I'm repulsed. Oh, yeah, he must not be used to having somebody to look this good. Damn, he is so amazed by me. I can smell the desperation. I don't like it. So that's what that can do. That's what that can do. It can really turn a chick off if you're complimenting her too much, if you just on her too much, giving her too much. I don't want to say too much attention, but it's like you see chicks say certain things. So this is not even man shit I'm talking about. Like you'll see chicks admit, he texts back too fast. I don't like that. And just off that alone, that supports the, you know, too much attention stuff. Just that narrative alone that you have seen a lot of women say. I know he's seen women say this. Like he texts back too fast. Like every woman don't think like that, but being that that's been put out there, you know, it kind of substantiates that claim. So you got to understand that first half is not saying to brush women off forever and to not talk to no women and to not approach women and to not DM women or nothing like that. That's not what that is. That's saying in your interactions with women, when you get at a woman, don't compliment her too much. Don't validate her. Don't be like, oh, you so gorgeous or nothing like that. So is it possible to have a conversation with a woman and express interest without giving too much validation or any validation? Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much possible. Now, on top of that, is it also possible to get a chick's number? And this is what AMS used to say. You set up the date. You only text just to set up the date and set up links. So boom, you text like, yo, you trying to go on a date, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll be there this date. And then no conversation in between. There are so many dating coaches who like go with that. Who say they're not, don't be texting these chicks and stuff like. In these cats, the dating coaches don't even consider themselves red pill. They just trying to get their money. So that's the whole first side. So you understand that side. So when we get to this other side, Now it makes sense because the first side, they're not telling you to brush off women completely, and it's just a tactic that you use within your interactions. But over here, you focus on yourself, you get your money up, all this stuff. Matter of fact, I can't even just say it's fresh and fit because both of these narratives are AMS. Because AMS definitely is like some get on your purpose, stop worrying about women, blah, blah, blah. And the whole point of this, without dragging it out, because we got another clip to get to, build yourself into a more attractive man. Because guess what? And this is how they go hand in hand. If you are a more attractive man, you have to do less. You don't have to do as much as you did when you were less attractive. So if you got a crazy amount of money, if you got a lot of assets that a woman can see, if you are physically fit to the best of your ability, if you have, gotten the haircut, the grooming, and just the wardrobe and all of that stuff together, if you have become a more confident individual in how you communicate, stuff like that, all of those things are going to give you better chances with the women you interact with. That might even attract a different caliber of woman to where you have to do less. And it's really, you're not going to have to do like I do and send out like fucking a bunch of, damn, that ass so fat. You ain't going to have to send out a bunch of those fucking messages. You could get away at that point with a simple, hey, you can get away with it. And it'll work with a lot of babes. A lot of people have done dating site experiments and they would get like a peak attractive male, right? Pictures of a peak attractive male. And the DMs would come at a rate that typically don't come from a normal guy. And chicks would be willing to move forward like straight to sex very quick in ways that they wouldn't, typically engage with normal guys. And if you want to say, well, shit, I know a bunch of normal guys. Listen, man, you could go and look up the dating site statistics, man. It's something like 80% of guys or 90%, whatever it is, man. They got to do like 80 swipes to get one match as far as the majority of men. But like for women, it's like they get a match every like 3 to 10 swipes, something like that. It's so crazy, bro. It's so different. It's so different. But I hope you see how those don't really contradict each other. So just to go over it again, no attention is just a tactic. It's just a tactic. You're still going to set up dates. You're still going to talk to women. No validation is just a tactic. You're still going to talk to women. You're still going to set up dates. You're just not going to say, God damn, you're a beautiful motherfucker. You're just not going to say that. But then when we go over to the working on yourself and stuff like that, all that is you focusing on your life and focusing on the things that could make you not just more attractive, but a better man in general. And that's the responsible part of the red pill to some degree, to where these guys are telling you like, to level up and become a better man, become an asset to more people. Like that's what Kevin Samuels' whole shit was corporate. His whole definition of what a high value man is, I disagree with. I don't like it because it's all money based. It's all money based, and it all fits like a corporate structure, and that's how come he would disqualify athletes from being high value men. Even though it's like, look, who are we fooling? These are the multimillionaire, high status celebrities who got the craziest, like, six packs and all that shit, like just athletic, tall. But he's not a high value man because he didn't have to work for it. I'm rambling, but you get the point. Let's get to the last clip. And with the agenda to put more white people on the screen, we still got a DEI joint at the end, black guy.
Here's one thing that watching too much red pill content will do to your brain or your mindset, whatever. What some content creators do, and I'm not lumping them all together, is they will speak in absolutes, like all women will cheat on you, all women will do this, and all women will do that. And I get it. When they say stuff like that, comment section goes crazy, views go crazy, I get it. But for the younger men out there who are a bit more impressionable, if you go into a relationship with a girl with, she will cheat, she will do me dirty, she will screw my best friend, you probably won't have the best relationship with her because you're going into it with a negative bias. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Girls treat me great. Girls treat me very well. And since they treat me well, it's hard for me to speak in absolutes because they treat me so good. I'm just saying, if you go into it with an aggressive mindset towards them, it's gonna be hard to have a good relationship with them. Remember that.
Yo, this is bullshit because no red pill creator speaks in absolutes. None. Not one. Not one. I know he said, oh, it's not all of them. I don't want to lump them all. None of them do. So many red pill creators that sit down with women have to defend themselves against not all women. So like, this is just pure bullshit. We're not wasting no time on this. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Next person.
If you guys keep listening to the red pill community and this bullshit manosphere, you will never get women. They are making you bitter towards women, hateful, disrespectful towards women. How do you expect to get any women if you preach hate towards women? Understanding female nature is one thing, fellas. I agree. You have to understand the psychology of female nature. But if you don't have the game to back that up with experiences, with knowledge that you know when it comes to women, with your failures, your successes, that red pill, the female nature bullshit, it ain't gonna mean nothing, okay? You're not gonna be able to use that to your advantage. If you combine the game with female nature, that is powerful. That's how you get women, fellas. But you guys are doing it ass backwards. You want to learn about the red pill and the bullshit that they're preaching about female nature. It's a bunch of incels that hate women. That's all it is. They're teaching you guys to be fearful of women, to not get in relationships.
I'm done, man. I don't even got nothing for dude, man. It's like, who is the incels, man? Like who? Who? Like I do this every time, bro. Like I can name like 18. It's like, man, like you think Byron don't be smashing people at his show, man? Like, we know Fresh is getting buns. AMS used to be a personal trainer. That's somebody I mentioned. Cooley got a girlfriend. Like Donovan Sharp got a girl. He got a wife. Like, come on, man. Coach Greg Adams had a divorce. Like, what is it? Like, come on, man. It's just like, I ain't gonna lie. And I'm gonna just end on this note, man. Dudes like him are so feminine to me because just the argument and the energy just resembles that of a woman, because we already went over the bitter. So I'm not addressing the bitter or nothing like that. I'm not addressing that. He's then saying people are incels. All the top creators that you could think of, man, they have all proven that they get bitches, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And the last thing, man, dude is a game coach, man. Dude is a game coach. And I think the frustration comes from a lack of clients, a lack of him being popping. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not about to sit here and act like I study him because I don't care, man. It just be like, bro, could y'all... Like he said, how do you expect to get any women if you preach hate towards women? For these dudes to be like game gurus and to be getting so many babes, it's like they really don't know women. I already went over what I went over on the one part. But I'm going to give you another example, man. Like a lot of this red pill stuff, Patrice O'Neal was speaking this type of stuff before that. And this is the thing. I always mention Patrice O'Neal said in front of women that he hates women. Now, he's joking. He's joking. But he has a lot of talking points and stuff like that, right? He understood female nature. He's giving callers on the Black Phillip show female nature and stuff like that in front of women. He's debating with women. Like, he was really... I don't want to say that because I don't want to disrespect his memory by comparing him to people he shouldn't be compared to. But when you look at him, he had a bad bitch. He had a bad bitch. His girlfriend, around the time he was doing a Black Phillip show, some bad shit, like flat out bad shit. And even then, everybody around him knew that he got baked. So like dudes really think that doing these talking points or saying these talking points or believing this stuff, or even, which I don't think that, most red pill content creators hate women or nothing like that. But even hating women, they think that hating women is going to keep you from getting women because they have this image in their head of just an incel that just doesn't exist on the screen, but they try to say that these guys are incels and stuff like that. Like, where is the incel? Like, where is the incel? Like, Rolo's fucking married. Where is the incel? Fucking, what was his name? Michael or Martin Sartain or whatever? Like, cat be pulling up with all types of bad shit. Where are the incels? This nigga Tate was fucking running a sex cam company like 10, 20 years before this red pill shit was even cracking. So, like, where are the incels? Where are they at? Who is the incel? Who don't get no bitches? Like, cause this is the thing. Niggas is not thinking about me. I'm nobody. I got 5K subscribers. Kevin Samuels went out with a bitch. Like, he had a babe. So where are they at? Where are the incels? Where are they at? I'm trying to think of just one more content creator. I'm trying to just pull one out of my hat. Like, before I could get out here, who is one more content creator? Oh yeah, Chusha Zed and Poor Man's Podcast, both married. Both have wives. I ain't gonna lie. If I ever did merch, that would be one of the shirts. Where are the incels? And it's gonna be like, I don't know where the fuck somebody would wear that shit, but crazier shirts get sold. But anyways, bro. That's it. And I don't see myself doing no merch. So don't worry about that. That shit is not coming.